Hey guys, it's StarrySky and welcome to my mental DPS video to do with mod sockets for mental DPS. Now in this video I'm going to be covering the red, yellow, blue and white sockets for the armor and equipment. Now for mental DPS is a might-based DPS power. But if you want, you can either go full might in it, or you can go might and precision. So me being I'm just not a fan of pure might builds, I like to go for might and precision, just so I can have that extra bit of precision in my things for my weapon to do damage. So anyway, let's go through the mods. So first of all, in my hands, waist, feet and back, I am using Precision and Might 5 Expert. And in my shoulders and helmet, I am using Restoration and Might 5 Expert. Now for the people who are thinking, why am I using Restoration and Might instead of Might and Power? Well, personally, this is just my personal preference. I would rather have the extra restoration than having a little bit of extra power, because most controllers these days have high vit and can power me easily in raids. So I would rather have the extra total of a 98 restoration from both the mods to add to my restoration, so I get better base healing from healers. It just improves my survivability a little bit better. But that's just my personal choice, though. You lot are welcome to go and use Might and Power if you feel free to. Now to the chest and the legs. I am using Might and Health 5 Expert in the chest and the legs. Now, one thing I will say, on which I do not hope people are doing though, is please do not go and stick all red mods in all your sockets. Even though you will be getting a big stat increase, you actually, in the long run, you will be losing out on DPS, because it's very important to get all the affinities from the armor, especially the affinities to do with the critical ability attack chance and the critical weapon attack chance as well. So as you can see, there's 4 of those in the armor. So just don't go stick pure reds in them. You want to get the affinities as a DPS. Then of course, if you've got legendary rings, or ones from the vault I should say, or if you've got the rings from the raids, you can either stick a pure might in them, wherever you would like to, it's up to you. But as you can see, I've gone and stuck another Might and Precision 5 Expert. So that covers the red, yellow and blue for the armor, and now to move on to the white sockets. Now first of all, for my weapon, I am using the Blast Adapter. Weapon attacks have a chance to blast your target and 5 other nearby enemies for additional damage. This effect only occurs once every 60 seconds. As I said, it's pretty much just a proc that will go off and it will hit multiple wads for additional damage. It's nice to have if you want to go pure damage. But personally, all DPS should be using this. Then the mod for the white socket in your neck, you should be using Escalating Might. Increases your might by 87 for 8 seconds each time you hit an enemy with a harmful superpower. This effect can stack up to 3 times. Does not work with supercharged powers. Pretty much what it means is, when it says a harmful superpower, it pretty much anything from your loadout. So as a mental DPS, if you hit it with pyrokinesis, you're going to get 87 might, and then you hit it with a thought bubble afterwards. You'll get another 87 might on top of that, and it'll stack 3 times. So in total, when it's stacked 3 times, it will give you 261 extra might. So it's a very good mod to be using because you're constantly using your powers, so you're constantly going to be having that 261 extra might. Okay, into the back mod. The back mod you want to be using is Berserker. Your damage output increases by an additional 30% when your health drops below 35%. Now, I keep saying this, but even all the best DPSs in the game, their HP drop below 35% quite frequently. But most of the time they just don't realise it though, because of the healers keeping you, well, obviously healing you for the damage. But this mod especially comes into its own for T5 content, because since we're getting hit for like quite a few thousand at a time, our HP's frequently dropping below 35%, so this mod will be constantly giving us a 30% damage boost quite frequently. So that's another good mod to be boosting up our damage. And then the mod for the chest, which all DPS should be running the game. Gain an additional 10% bonus when switching to controller or damage roll. Suffer no damage penalty when switching to healer or tank roll. Put it bluntly, it boosts all DPS and controllers damage output by 10%. So if we hit a enemy or a boss for 1000, this mod would just add that 10%, so it would be 1.1k. It pretty much just gives a 10% damage bonus to everything we do. For the feat, now there really isn't that many good feat ones, so I personally like to use the one deadly block. Your block counter causes an additional damage equal to 25% of your precision. Pretty much, when you block, they hit you, it counters them and they fall down. They're going to take 25% of whatever your precision is as damage. So this is a nice little mod to do as well, just because it means you can deal damage while blocking if they get countered. Now to probably the most important mod out of all of them for mental DPS. Now there are two you can use. It all depends on your loadout. Now as you can see, I am using the empowered channeling. Channeled superpowers are no longer vulnerable to interrupt, prevent standard control effects, and adds 3500 defense and 2000 toughness while active. Pretty much this makes your finisher, aka Terrorize, uninterruptible. So it means you can use it without pretty much getting knocked out of it, which is very good because it is very frustrating when every time you're trying to use it and then suddenly, you know, it's been interrupted. But the other mod you can use, if you're using say TK Bolt or Mass Lev in your loadout, then this is the mod you'd want to be using for that, which is Enduring Damage. The 60% damage bonus gained by using abilities with an activation time will persist and is not overridden by less damage bonuses for a minimum of 20 seconds. This mod affects Fire Burst, Mass Death, Frost Blast, Mass Levitation, and so on. Summing it up, as soon as you use TK Bolt, you're going to get a 60% damage modifier, which cannot be overridden by any other modifier in your loadout. So that means, after you've used Mass Lev or TK Bolt, everything else you do will have a 60% damage modifier applied to it, which is extremely good. So if you're using Mass Lev or TK Bolt, Enduring Damage is the mod you should be using. And if you're not using TK Bolt or Mass Lev, then the mod you will be using, then the mod I say again should be using is Empowered Channeling. Oh, and just for the people that are wondering, this character is full T5 now, with a level 83 weapon, 82 neck, 83 face, and level 85 trinket. So it's still got some gear to get though. And for the people that always like to note stats, the stats of Legacy at the moment, currently over 4.4k HP, over 3.5k defense, 2902 might, 876 precision. So since Legacy only has 105 skill points, I have well, basically it just doesn't have enough skill points to get the extra precision. So if I had all the extra precision, this Legacy's precision would probably be maybe just under 1k. And from what I said earlier on about the neck mod, you could pretty much add 261 to your might stat permanently. So altogether, Legacy would have, what, 3,163 might altogether from having the next mod. So guys, I hope this will benefit you and to what mods to be using for your mental DPS. If there's anything that you should, if there's any ideas that you have that maybe about trying a different mod out, please let me know, leave it in the comment section, or send me a private message. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.
Beware my power. Green Lantern, fly!